Extended producer responsibility is going through quite a shakeup in 2026, especially off of the back of a 2025 that held a lot of promise, with a lot of countries in the global space committing to extended producer responsibility. We saw some states in the USA taking on the mantle of EPR. We saw the Middle Eastern countries actually starting to explore legislation regarding EPR. And we've certainly seen a lot of developments in the Chinese market. The dynamism of the geopolitical space and even the economic space, and sometimes volatility actually associated with these geopolitical shifts, unfortunately have a huge impact on trade relations, even on the investment decisions that producers make in terms of where they're going to invest their money, where they're going to put the bulk of their resources, and how they're going to discharge their sustainability obligations and aspirations. The changes in the landscape, especially in the trade environment, are realizing a particular inflection point, especially in the manufacturing space. The very low price of virgin PET resin flooding the African continent and flowing specifically into South Africa suggests that it might be a more circumspect decision to go for virgin and perhaps dampen re-inclusion of recycled material into packaging. So those challenges really present for the recycler certainly a lot of risk in terms of the operability of their investments into recycling equipment, the sustainability and economic commercial viability of their investment into recycling plants. And this is a challenge that we're witnessing all over the world. Many have heard about a number of recycling plants in Europe, for instance, that have closed, even in the face of new legislation taking root this year related to packaging in Europe. Many of these countries, including the US, Europe, are becoming quite protectionist. They're closing the door to cheap imports. That means that Africa, and South Africa in particular, become prime locations for cheap virgin resin. Our recyclers are then also affected because they can't export into those markets anymore because of this protectionism. That then signals to South Africa that we really have to tighten our belts in terms of advocating for fairer treatment of the recycling industry and equating it to some of the larger industries in South Africa. Petco's promise for 2026 is really to do just that, is to advocate for the protection of the recycling economy, to advocate for a package of support instruments specifically designed for our recycling partners to be able to weather the storm that is presented by the fluctuating market, the very tense trade relations globally, and the technical challenges that are posed by South Africa's operating environment. An important aspect of the recycling business is the collections end of the value chain. Petco wants to continue to prioritize the waste picker. We want to make sure that there's equitability, fairness, and dignity that is preserved for the collections work that they do, because they're an important player in enabling the recycling economy. So our priorities for this year are: one, advocating deeply and widely across the state for interventions that both support and protect recyclers, as well as continuing to pursue our initiatives that bring dignity and fair compensation to the waste picker. And importantly, we also want to make sure that we continue to provide a best-in-class service to our members, producers and brand owners who are the source of the resources that bring together circularity for our identified products. Petco's achievements in driving EPR for our identified products is based on leveraging strong partnerships and knowledge resources to find more information around the work that we do and opportunities for partnership and collaboration. Look at the various resources that we have on our website that speak to producers, public sector actors, and grassroots agents. By visiting our site and engaging in our content, you contribute to driving the circular economy. And thank you from Petco for that.